So we have to come down to, what really is our individual needs, what's our individual wants, and what's our individual desires. So those are three very big leaps. So what we need is very basic. What we want is raising the bar. And our desires to reach what we really desire is a must. So we must have this ritual, this daily ritual, right? Of little by little to start doing this a little bit tomorrow, but every day adding in a little bit. And what I find that's absolutely necessary is that we need to have mentors, all of us. We need to have people that we look up to in different areas, mostly in health and success. So we have the health, that's really one of our elements. Then we have our health, wealth, right? So then we have health, we have wealth, then we have time. So we need to have time. And the desires come into bringing all these four bodies together. So it's health, happiness, wealth, and time. So we need all this for our hair. So we want to basically, there's a lot to cover. I call it spokes in a wheel. And when you start putting this puzzle together, you're going to have what I call the tapestry. So our whole life, if you look up and you look at your life, that's the tapestry. And we're weaving it every moment, every hour, every day of our lives. So when we first started, it was blank. But now wherever we are, that's where we are. That's the present moment. And we want to keep weaving this tapestry, bringing it to our desires. So obviously, this is all about natural health, hair care, but it's holistic. So the more holistic one is, the more luxurious one's hair is going to be. Because hair represents the ethereal world. And I really want to get into this every time. I want to bring in more and more because there's so much to bring in. So I started off as a hairdresser in 1964. I was very blessed to work in the most famous salon in the world. And I was more blessed that I was basically the apprentice to the leading hair colorist in the whole world, Rosemary Sorrentino, and also the leading maestro, Kenneth himself, who was Michelangelo. So these were the two maestros of hair. Never before, never again. I've never seen anyone do what they can do today. Back into the days, they were like Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci. So I was very, very, very blessed. It's like people say it's karma. But I actually was an apprentice on the third floor. So Rosemary had the whole back room with color, and Kenneth had the whole front room for styling. And then we had the first, second, fourth, and fifth floors. We had 160 people working in the salon. We had 60 hairdressers, 60. Kenneth being the #1 star, Rosemary the #2 star in color. So I really understand how to bring anybody back to the ultimate in hair. I'm just trying to not impress you. I'm trying to impress upon you that I'm a hair shaman. So I've evolved from a hairdresser to a master hair colorist to a maestro cutter, shaping hair. And now I'm a hair shaman. So I have extraordinary understandings of the worlds of 5, which is very interesting fascinating. We have 5 fingers, 5 toes, 5 elements, lunar, 5 lunar dates. We have 5 bodies, and we have 5 types of hair on the body. Now, we don't want to like just think it's just no big deal. The hair is the antenna to the universe. So the more sensitive you become, the more extraordinary your life will be. So what I'm leading to is that our hair is like a plant on the physical plane. And I bring it up as for me, 1 and 1 is 2. Nothing else matters. I don't care what anybody does or says. If it doesn't equal 2, get out of here. And I tell everybody one thing: please tell me something I don't know. Please. Yeah, tell me something I don't know. And all of us should be at that level. When we are searching, we should be searching for something that we don't know that's going to change us to needs, wants, and desires that come up to our desires. So with hair, it's like a plant. I keep bringing this into, just look at a fabulous plant. If you have a plant in the house or a plant outside, but how would you treat that plant the same way how do you treat your hair? That's what I'm leading to. So you don't want to go over with a blow dryer and start blow drying the leaves of a plant. Obviously, you're going to dry it out. The same thing with our hair. And we have all the answers and all the methods of how to deal with any question that you have. It doesn't matter what you say. As a hair shaman, I assure you, we have 100% natural answers for you. But the impression is that you must raise the bar daily, little by little. And it's very easy if you just do a little bit at a time, daily. Not only is your hair going to change, but your life is going to change. Everything about us is going to change. And that's why we're here. We're here to change. I'm not here to change you. I'm here to change myself. That's destiny. And you're not here to change me. You're here to change yourselves. And that's karma. So to bring us into what we're dealing with, this is extraordinary. The hair on our head is the crown chakra. And most of us understand what the crown chakra is. It's the height of spiritual evolution. The ultimate violet purple, right here, violet purple. The height of awareness into being very, very sensitive. Then we have the eyebrows, the eyelashes, nose, ears. That's the second type of hair. And they all have different functions. And then we come down to the beard. This is in the Bible very extraordinary. The Bible talks about the beard all over the place of what this represents. And then we have the hair on the body. For example, when something really extraordinary happens, your hairs can stand on end. We've all had that experience called goosebumps. Every hair, almost countless, is attached to a nerve ending to our bodies. That's how extraordinary hair really is. So the papilla, the muscle, will actually raise up each hair in the whole body. If we're threatened, fight or flight, extraordinary. So when you become very sensitive, all of this is going to start making our lives more. So how do we get our hair to look luxurious? Well, it's how do we get our lives to come into desire, to come into destiny. So we don't want to get fated. We want to get destined to where we want to go. We want to be able to be the captain of our ships in every imaginable direction possible. So what I'm leading to is 5. I always come to 5, and you all know that. So we have 5 types of hair on the body. And we're working on the crown chakra. And I want you to just constantly keep in our vision a plant. You don't want to go to the plant and pour dye on it. You don't want to pour bleach on it. You don't want to pour chemicals on it. Obvious. You're going to kill the plant. Little by little, the plant will start not becoming beautiful. It'll start losing its life force, and it'll eventually die completely bald, gone. All the hair is gone, completely bald. Same thing. So always keep that vision of this beautiful plant as your luxurious hair. For me, it's like extraordinary, that visual, because I'm a Qigong ethereal master. I teach medical ethereal Qigong. So besides being a hair shaman, I've evolved into different types of mastery, hair being my starter, certainly not my last. There's a lot more to master every day. So we want to get our hair to look spectacular. And how do we do that? Well, we have all the videos on MorroccoMethod.com. So every time you use any product, go watch a video. There's lots of different videos. I'm going to get into each one of them little by little. Cutting and shaping the hair is a very important part of it because we deal with seasons. So we have summer, fall, winter, spring, equinox, solstice, full moons. All of those play a very important part, very powerful. All right, very good. That's why none of us should lose our hair. Correct. And when we come into contact with something we don't know, we have to be willing to accept the new information. For everything. Everything. That's why I start off with, and I tell everybody, tell me something I don't know. Because we have to really understand our instincts. We have to understand this is what hair represents, sensitivity. The more you're connected to your hair, which is the antenna to the other worlds. We come here from the spiritual world, through the ethereal world, into the material world. That's why I represent this pearl. So anybody who works with me in Qigong understands that I basically create the energy in the center of the palm of the hands. That's the main meridian to the heart. So the main meridian to the heart is right here. So I teach people to consciously breathe into the palms of their hands and breathe out of the palms of their hands. I teach people how to get the hands to tingle, which is rejuvenating the heart. Then I teach people how to pulsate, to get the pulse into the palms of the hands. And then we create a jewel. So we're transforming the ethereal energy, which is ethereal chi, not energy, but ethereal chi, the highest form of chi in the universe. We can translate that down to the material world, and that's what the pearl represents. We create a pearl right in the center of the palm of our hands as the ultimate perfect jewel. Perfectly round. Nothing's 100%. When I say perfect, I mean near perfect. No one's perfect. Nothing's perfect. But the closer that we become to perfection without becoming obsessed with it, we have to live very comfortable. So this represents a very rare pearl to reach. This size, this color, and this shape of round is very rare. But that's our possibility. That's our possibility. So breathing is a very important part of growing your hair. Cutting is a very important part of your hair. Shaping, getting away from chemicals, which we're going to get into today. That's what I talked about last week. Today is going to be all about 100% plant-based versus 100% made in the laboratory. And there was a question 2 weeks ago about, so what's the difference? It costs the same amount of money to make it in a laboratory chemical than it costs to use natural products. No, that's not true. It costs pennies, not cents, pennies to produce ingredients in a laboratory. So when I go down to Whole Foods and I look up at the shelves and I see 12 and 16 ounce bottles of shampoo, $5.26. That's all chemical. That's all chemical. Pennies to make it. Plus you have all the middlemen involved, all the sales, marketing, middle people involved. And then you come down to what you're paying for is exactly what you get. That's where price points come in. So that's why we've created this whole new look. And I'm really, really thrilled to bring this into Morrocco method, the new branding. This is our new 8-ounce, $17 bottle of shampoo. So now everyone can afford to try the different types of elements of the hair care products, which we're going to get into, all about ingredients. The ingredient, we have to become not experts, but we have to become 1 and 1 is 2. Is it a chemical? Is it natural? And the FDA says it's approved when the FDA is not real, not at all. It approves all these chemicals, and I'm going to prove it to you today, that it says that it's organic, that it's not. No, it's not. This is not real. What I'm coming down to is I'm not here to fight anybody or to change your opinions. I'm here to say that you want to grow luxurious hair, we must get educated. As an individual, you need to get educated how to get to your hair to basically look at fabulous. Now, so I'm seeing the questions coming in. I will get to all of them. So this, my friends, is the antenna to the universe. You want it to be healthy, strong, luxurious, vibrant. And after all, you're going to not only look good, you're going to feel good, feel great. We want to feel as extraordinary as possible, right? Correct. You want to look good, feel good, be good, raising the bar daily, little by little. So I'm bringing in a lot of stuff, and every week I'm going to skim over the basics and go into one basic. Like last week we did the lunar calendar. So that's 5. Lengthen, strengthen, thicken, root work, beautify. 5 types of hair on the body. Everything's 5. Very, very powerful when you start coming to see 5 in everything. That means you're raising the bar and you're becoming clear. Clarity is everything. We need to become very clear, become individual, and we need to get educated only by the things that we basically trust. If you don't trust it, don't go there. You have to totally trust where you're going from your gut. You know, this is just to figure out problems, thought. The intelligence here is the main center of the ship. But my trust comes from my gut. This is intellect. It sifts through it all, takes it all apart, puts it back together again. That's its job, to solve problems. But intuition is something very, very powerful. When we get up in the morning, there's a whole meditation to know what's going to happen today. We have to know that before we face the day. if you really feel it's going to be a disaster, that's really what you want to be ready for. It's going to be like, not going, oh my God, what's going on? No, this is what's going on because everything's not lined up. And the hair is the most sensitive part of our bodies. We have the physical body, we have the emotional body, the heart, feelings. We have the intellectual body, which we just talked about, thought. Then we have the sexual body, which is very powerful. The energy body is the sexual body. And we have to be very sensitive to these bodies. We're not going to get too crazy about it. But all this porno and all this perversion is distorting all the bodies. This will distort all the bodies. There's no hope for anybody once they fool around with their sexual body. This is your energy body, the fourth body. So you want to have all these in balance to a normal, happy, strong life. Then you come to the fifth, which is what we're talking about. The divine, the mysterious, the gut, all of that is the fifth to bring them all together. So let's go ahead and start off going into hair. So I need your help. Subscribe to the channel. I'm not really technical, but you want to understand that. Because as a small company, Morrocco method got really smashed down in COVID, big time. And that's why we're struggling, like all the small companies in the whole country are struggling to survive because of this horrible corporate destruction that's happened for the last 5 years. So I'm going to start doing podcasts this week. I start my podcast because I really want to educate anyone and everyone in the world that really wants to become truly healthy on all levels. So I've already got a couple of very big podcasts this week, and then every week I'm going to be doing podcasts. So I'm committed. I've come back out of retirement at 82 because I see that the world really needs all of us to share and care. Yep, especially our children and our grandchildren really need us. We have to come back. We have to start sharing anything and everything that we possibly can to bring humanity back to its balance. We must come back to balance. And we have to change ourselves. So again, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, tell your family. We can't do this without us, without you. And then we have a coupon code. You guys understand. I don't know if the new people do, but we have a coupon code. It's Lunar25. So that gives you 25% off your purchase. Conscious breathing. Well, we'll get to that. So we have so much to cover. I really want to get right into it. So let me briefly start off. So I went to AI. I'm just starting to use it. Instead of Google, I use AI. And it's very 1 and 1 is 2. So whatever they put into an AI is what's going to come out. So we put 2 things in. One was what is happening with the chemicals in our hair care products. And what came out, AI listed all the deadly carcinogenic chemicals as moisturizing, nice for your hair ingredients. So AI doesn't lie, we do. We put in this lie and AI brought it out. So how you ask the question is the whole deal. So we asked AI 10 chemicals in shampoos that cause hair loss. Now that's a real question. So what are the ingredients that are causing hair loss versus what are the ingredients in hair care? So sodium lauryl sulfate is the #1 culprit. All the hair industries in the whole world are terrifying of this word. It's like Monsanto that created Roundup. So Monsanto sold itself, Roundup got changed to other words, and monsters bought up Monsanto and turned it into another name, and they destroyed the seed population of the world. But we understand that as threatening all life on Earth. So what's causing hair loss? I'm going to very simply go through it. So please get educated. You don't have to spend hours, but every day do something to get educated. Just a few minutes here and there. So number one, AI says sulfates. Number one, hair loss. Sodium. So sulfates are chemicals that are used for foaming agents. So when you see sodium lauryl sulfate, now there's 18 different words. They're all saying sodium lauryl sulfate. What they're saying is this is what's foaming your products. Dental care, skin care, hair care, personal care. Anything that foams is carcinogenic. So besides losing your hair, you could lose your life. I'm not fooling around. We have to get educated. So right here, sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate. Sulfates will strip your hair, natural protective oils. Goodbye. It'll dry your hair out, make your hair brittle, and it'll definitely contribute to hair loss. So if any of you are having thinning hair or losing your hair, this is one of the spokes of the wheel. The biggest one is chemicals. Then you're not cutting your hair properly. You're not oiling your hair properly. You know, there's a lot of spokes in the wheel that we're going to get to little by little, because that's really why I want to bring everyone into this education to understand how to really have spectacular, luxurious hair. So anything that foams, if it foams, it's sulfuric acid. It was designed in the 1940s and World War II. They discovered it. They needed to degrease factories and degrease engines from oil. Imagine a whole factory. All this grease all over the place. They needed to get rid of the grease. So they found this ingredient called sodium lauryl sulfate, sulfuric acid, that degreased factories. And now they're using it in your hair care to make foam. That's destroying your entire growth pattern, your sebaceous glands, your oil glands, your growth patterns, and your hair follicles all being dried up. Poof, goodbye. Hair loss, hair thinning. And sodium chloride, table salt. So to make it really simple, Morton is table salt. Morton table salt is just like Monsanto with Roundup. There's no difference. Table salt is pure poison. You want to get sea salt. We use Celtic sea salt, the highest grade salt in the world. So if the body doesn't have salt, it's going to die. But it needs real salt. And if you want to Google Celtic, C-E-L-T-I-C, sea salt, it contains 90 trace minerals, which nothing on the planet contains that many trace minerals to feed your bodies, starting with your hair. It really needs trace minerals. But that's Celtic sea salt. Then you have Himalayan, pink, all these fabulous sea salts. But Morton, so I'm getting back to what they put into hair care is Morton salt. So what Morton does, they literally take all the salt out of the ocean. They take out all the trace minerals. I've known this for 50 years. They take out all the trace minerals from what's left is sodium, pure poison. They put them in little containers, put them in the stores, put them in the restaurants, put them in your food. And that's how we're poisoned by just dead salt. So get educated. And they use it in all hair care products for a thickening agent. And that's what I was saying in the very beginning. It costs pennies. 1 penny. produce 16 ounces of this Morton horrible sea salt that's thickening the product, which is carcinogenic, and you're losing your hair. Celtic sea salt. I do that. I've been doing that. I know the guy who brought it into this country. I met Jacques de L'Orange in the 1970s from France. We were best friends. He's now left his body. But he was the one who brought Celtic sea salt into this country in the 1970s. And it's still here. It's hard to find. Whole Foods stopped selling it. And now I just saw, just last week, it's back on the shelf. Then there's a lot of words I can't even pronounce. Parabens I can pronounce, chemicals. Parabens you don't want. These are basically preservatives that are come from petroleum. We don't want petroleum in our bodies. It's plastic. We have enough plastic without adding into it. Please don't drink out of plastic bottles. I see people drinking out of water bottles that are plastic. Disaster. Because whatever's in that plastic bottle, all that petroleum is being leached out of the plastic into the liquid, and you're going to be drinking it. So much to cover. I don't have time. Diethanolamine. So Diethanololamine. If you can't pronounce the word, it's a chemical. Don't do it. Formaldehyde. That's what they embalm our bodies with, formaldehyde. That's what the funeral homes use. And it's in all the popular shampoos. You look, if you see formaldehyde, run for your lives. And it's in, it's in the ingredients. Formaldehyde, propylene glycol. This causes major hair loss, weakens the hair right down to the roots. I'm going to go through this. Silicones is like so many different words. Leaves the hair weak and lifeless over time, guaranteed hair loss. And they give a whole list of, every word is chemical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 major chemicals for one thing, for silicones. But they have all these different words, but it's all made in a laboratory. Synthetic fragrance. Now I see that practically every shampoo and conditioner I look at says fragrance. That's illegal. They have to tell you what the fragrance is. So that's what I said in the beginning. It's FDA approved. They approved them to say fragrance. That's not legal. I'm just giving you the rundown on how we're being misled. These ingredients are lethal. Besides, you're going to lose your hair. You're going to lose your life. So we have to really be careful of our dental care, skin care, personal care, and our foods. I'll go there later, but not today. So if it says synthetic fragrance, if it says fragrance, they're not allowed to say that. They have to say what the fragrance is. Like we have Lang Lang oils. We're going to go through our list. You'll see all the different lavender. That's a fragrance. It's from nature, right? But when they just say fragrance, that run away. It's 1,000% chemical. Synthetic colors. Now that's one of my major pet peeves. Synthetic colors. They put in artificial coloring to make the product look nice. Now I'll tell you, I've known this for 50 years. Synthetic color is paint. Correct. What you paint your house with, what you paint your wood with, that's what they put into skincare, hair care, personal care. Their number, usually there'll be a number. It'll be PEG 50 or JB 68. That's a paint color. And they put that into our personal care products. Disaster. How to avoid shampoos that cause hair loss. The best thing to do, this is from the authors. The best thing to do is read the ingredients. That's the best way to create and stop hair loss. Please get educated. You don't have to become fanatic. But if you see a word you can't pronounce, it's chemical. And it costs only a penny or two to produce it in the laboratory. But what I just went through were very basic things. And it's not me. It's saying be suspicious of cheap shampoos. If the price seems too good to be true, it probably is. So when I go see 12-ounce shampoos for $5.26 in Whole Foods, that's not possible. It's all chemical. It's a lie. And it's there. It's not one, it's many, many, many products. And I'm just picking on Whole Foods because I don't want to be negative. They destroyed every mom and pop health food store in the country. Every mom and pop health food store in this country that was created by people like you and I for our families for generations, Whole Foods opened up right next door, destroyed them. There's none of them left. They're all gone over a period of time. So I certainly don't trust them. So price point is very serious. You get what you pay for. So you don't want to use a lot of harsh dyes, treatments. So dyeing is not good. Bleaching is not good. Those Brazilian blowouts that they do. These are disastrous. This is ethereal energy. Your hair is an ether. It's very, very, very sensitive. You don't even want to look luxurious. You want to be luxurious. You want a life that's vibrant. That's what I teach when I teach medical ethereal Qigong. I call it the art of being alive. That's what I teach. The art. It's an art of being alive. I mean, alive, not dead. We're not pumping, running around dead. We're running around full of life, full of vibrancy. So I think I've gone through enough. And the FDA is such a lie. It's all approved garbage. How can I treat my hair loss? It says, consider switching shampoos and conditioners. This is not for me. I can tell you 100 times more than this. We don't have time. All right. And I looked up a lot of labels. I'm not going to go through them, but the words are unbelievable. They're so, like, here's a C13, C15. That's paint. That's coloring your wellness products. That's in your food, paint. That's what it is. When you go to Sherwin-Williams and you want to pick out a paint, a color, it'll say the color is C13 or C15 or it's PEG 28. And they put that into our hair care, skin care, dental care, even in our food to make it color nice. Then the words are, I can't even pronounce some of this stuff. But the main culprit is sodium lauryl sulfates. Anything that foams, get away from it. If it foams, run for your life. And then again, fragrance, they can't say fragrance. FDA approves it, but it's not legal. They have to say what the fragrance is. Where is the source of that fragrance? All right. Any questions on ingredients? So what about plastics? Bottle containers that are deemed safe. They're not safe. Bottles that are PBA, no. Plastic's on its way out. It's now becoming more and more known. Plastics are everywhere, is in all of our foods, in the air, it's in the water. It's a nightmare. We want to get away from plastic. So Morrocco method basically is now totally getting out of plastic, all of it. We're going to be using up. So our old inventory, which is not much, we're going to use that up because I don't really consider throwing it away very environmental. It's already there. We're going to use it up, and the new plastic is gone. And here, this is aluminum. And this is lined in food grade lining. So the lining of this container is edible. But this is a natural ore aluminum. and it's the most recycled element in the world today. This is recycled more than anything else on the whole planet. I think 90% of aluminum is all recycled. It's constantly being used. It's not going into dumps. It's not polluting the world. So this is our new packaging. We're very excited about it. And I briefly want to go into our ingredients with you. So this is the apple cider vinegar, my first product that I created back in the 1960s when I left Kenneth. I walked out of Kenneth it was 1968, 69. I walked out of $1 million career when I was like 27 years old because I was a master hair colorist. When I saw and I understood and I realized the chemicals and the carcinogenic effects, I walked out of $1 million career. Not only was I not going to like pass it on to all my customers, I wasn't going to poison myself. And to be very crystal clear about it, Jackie Kennedy Onassis was my hair client. Ethel, Pat, Joan Kennedy's, these are all my hair clients back at Kenneth's. And I became very, very, very close to John, JFK's son. And when Jackie passed away, he called me. John called me. And he said that Jackie died from a brain tumor. It was never publicized. It was never let out. She got a brain tumor from her hair dye. That's where it was from her hair dye. And all the doctors and all the King's men and all the Humpty Dumptys couldn't put Jackie back together again. No one could because of a brain tumor. From the coal, from the dyes of her hair color. So I'm not just making up stories, I've lived them. I'm 82. My body is 82 years old. Born in 1943. And we have to take care of this body physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically, and psychically through all of our top energy levels. So I'm not hopefully scolding anybody. I hope I'm penetrating everyone to realize how dangerous this garbage is. It's deadly. So 82. My body's been here since 1943. I tell everybody, but I'm 23. My body's 82, but I'm 23 years old, period. And I will always be 23 until I take my last breath. To stay healthy, happy, and strong is our absolute responsibility. So all of this hopefully is coming pieces of the puzzle that I really want to share with everyone. I'm going to start, like I said, this week, I start major podcasts around the world with some of them, all health people, all real people that we trust that are really healthy, that represent big, big followings of naturalists. So we all have to come together. We have to be shoulder to shoulder in a circle and share whatever we can, anything and everything to get our lives healthy and everyone around us to share that in our community, family, friends, everyone, starting with ourselves. We have to change ourselves. All right, so let's get into ingredients. I'm not going to spend that much time on it because I want to get to your questions. But this is my first shampoo, apple cider vinegar. I drink this every morning, not to shampoo. I get raw, unpasteurized, unfiltered apple cider vinegar. So my drink every morning, 40 years, I get warm water, a fresh lemon, just use as much as you want. You don't have to do the whole lemon, but you want the pH, you want the balance of the pH in your body. First thing, water hydrates the body, nothing else. Orange juice, coffee, dehydrate body. You don't want to dehydrate your body first thing in the morning. So first thing in the morning, warm water, lemon, apple cider vinegar for the pH, and there's a bunch of other stuff you can put into it. But at least sip warm water first thing in the morning, minimum 20 minutes. I sip warm water all day long. That's another major conversation. So here's the ingredients. Of course, the first one is water. So the biggest volume has to be the first one on top, and the least is the last one on the bottom of the ingredients. So when I see a very, very rare ingredient at the top of their list, I know it's a lie because they can't possibly put that in as a main ingredient. So we have special filters in our factory for the water. We don't just use tap water. We filter out all the garbage from the water that goes into all of our manufacturing. And everything's made in the USA. Everything is made in our factory. It's down in Templeton, Paso Robles, California. Everything's made in the USA. So then we have the second ingredient, filtered water, apple cider vinegar. Third ingredient is green tea. Now you'll find green tea in all of our shampoos because that's a natural cleansing agent the Chinese has used for thousands. Correct. Thousands of years. They started cleaning their silk with green tea. All these amazing fabrics from India, the most amazing fabrics ever created from the beginning of time. If you follow Sadhguru, you know about fabrics. But China, they use green tea to clean the most delicate silk, the most rarest silk in the world. That's our hair. This is very delicate. This is very sensitive. We want to keep it sensitive. We want to keep this vibrant, alive, and healthy and happy. So our third ingredient is green tea. Then we have aloe vera, but the aloe vera is from the juice of a leaf of the aloe vera, all natural. Then we have xanthan gum, which is a thickener. Then we come into prickly pear extract. Then we come into what's actually moisturizing and your hair while you're cleansing your hair. We're actually using flaxseed oils, sunflower oils, cinnamon bark, ginger root oil, nutmeg kernel oils. So you look at all these, this is all glycerin, natural vegetable glycerins, ginger root, lavender. We don't say fragrance. Fragrance that means it's made in a laboratory. It's all chemical smell. Poison. We're saying it's ginger root oil. We're saying it's nutmeg oil. We're saying it's sunflower oil. Then those fragrances are coming from that. These are 100% natural ingredients. Then we come down to sea salt. That's about a third of the way down. And I'm telling you, it's Celtic, C-E-L-T-I-C, sea salt. This is one of our preservatives. I don't give away our secrets. Our shelf life is 7 years. And we have all natural preservatives. There's not one chemical in any of our preservatives. So, of course, I don't divulge the secrets. No one can copy Morrocco method. For 50 years, I've watched people constantly try to copy us. Not possible, impossible. But you'll see on all of our products, you'll see sea salt. That's Celtic sea salt, containing 98 trace minerals, which your hair, this is all food your hair is eating. Whatever you put on your skin, whatever you put on your scalp, 70%, that's 70% is absorbed into the body, goes into the bloodstream, travels throughout the body, settles in the organs. And we don't want to get poisoned by having chemicals settle in our organs, liver, kidneys, heart, spleen. You get the message. Okay. Then we have coming down, we have different types of extracts. We have fruit extracts. We have the peel. We use the peels of the fruit. It's all these different fruit extracts. 100%. When I say 100%, this is all natural ingredients. And that's our apple cider vinegar coming out of these. This is our new branding because I really felt, we're not selling that much any longer. Morrocco method has gotten really whacked out from COVID. I hear this from top people in the VA. I'm a disabled veteran from World War Cuba, 1961. A lot of the small companies have gone under since COVID. Gone. Made in the USA, gone. So please support all your local made in the USA companies, for God's sakes. Don't support corporations. You won't have any, your grandchildren won't have a life here. That's why I buy all my food from the local farmers, 100%. I buy nothing from the store because I want to support, first of all, the local farmers. They get up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning picking that the day that I buy it. That's the health of our bodies. Support made in the USA local companies as much as possible. Go out of our way, because if there's no way, it'll be the highway. All right. Then we come down to earth shampoo. So the earth shampoo has extraordinary clays from the Mediterranean. That's pretty much what I'm saying in the ingredients or through all the shampoos. But your earth shampoo, now this is for oily hair. So we have normal hair, which means scalp, right? We have oily and then we have dry. So depending where you are and what's happening with your scalp, if you have a normal scalp, use all 5 shampoos and alternate them. But in the beginning, if you don't, you want to bring it back to balance. And how do you do that? Well, if you have oily scalp, how do you figure it out? Just feel it. You'll feel like, oh, it's a grease ball. My scalp is greasy. Your oil glands are drowning. Your sebaceous glands are plugged up. Your growth patterns messed up. That's why it's oily. We have to get that back into balance. And that comes to detox. So that's a whole nother subject I'll cover next week about detox. Whenever we start any program that's real, you will detox. And then the body will readjust itself. The bodies do thousands of things, thousands, not hundreds. So we want to come back to a natural, healthy body, 5 of them, and they'll adjust everything. So what we're basically providing is 5 shampoos. That's enough. You don't need 50 shampoos to choose from. It's insane. So earth, this is for oily hair, oily scalp, and it contains extraordinary, like 5 different types of clays from the Mediterranean. And when I go to Europe, oof, the spas are amazing. They're the ultimate health. Japan, all these countries do spas, and it's all coming out of clays. So that's another whole study of how powerful clays pull out all these toxins from our bodies. So earth has all the same ingredients. They're a little bit different, but its main change is oily hair. This will get your scalp back to normal. So I rotate this into my 5 shampoos because my scalp and hair is normal. Then we have Sea Essence shampoo. This is for dry scalp and hair. So if your scalp is dry, which is the opposite of oily, right? Your hair's dry, it's brittle, but that could be because you're using chemicals. That's because you're not cutting your hair properly. But if your scalp is dry, sea shampoo is number one, brushing number two, scalp massaging number three, because you need to get the blood and air circulating, right? And the brushing, you want to get the sebaceous glands, all these oils from the nape, you want to brush them all the way to the front, through the hair. Then you stand up, brush them from the hairline all the way back. So again, this is uneducation. This is all about educating everyone. I do this myself for 50 years, more, every day. And this is what the ritual represents. These are rituals that we do daily. Like you get up, I tongue scrape my tongue, I brush my teeth, right? I take a shower. All these things are rituals. But once you have them lined up in a healthy way, then you can start adding in little by little different elements every day, every week, every month, every year, every decade to maintain yourself to live a happy, healthy, strong, vibrant, passionate life. So there we are. C. This contains kelp, seaweed, sea vegetables, extraordinary. This is all food from nature. So the clays have different foods and minerals than the ocean does, right? The seaweed, the kelp, all that seaweed life. Let me see if we have anything coming in on this. How can we find your podcasts? I'll make a list. I'll have to send it out. I don't even know. I don't deal with that. Edward, do you know about the podcast?
We'll send you guys an email.
Yeah, we'll send out. I'll put it on. They'll put it all over the place of the names of the people who are now doing podcasts with me. That's a good question. Thank you. This tech is my weakest, and I'm not going to get negative, but I really don't like technology. You know, I'm here to change myself to become a human being. I'm not here to become a robot, period. I don't want to get involved. Technology is way too complicated. I have teams of people that do that for me, but I don't want to spend my time or energy involved in it. Of course, I can do general junk, which is okay, but I'm not going to spend too much time in it. Okay, so brushing, massaging. What was number one?
Was number two, the one that you mentioned earlier. Enjoy every day.
Yeah, remember? I basically, your products is number one. This is number one. What are you shampooing with? What are you conditioning with? What are you coloring with? This is like the main, if you're not doing this properly, everything else won't work. So you don't pick up a shampoo, and your hair is going to grow back. But you have to, like, number one, pick up 100% natural product, use them, get educated, watch our videos. Number two, where are you? Here you are. This is 100% rubber. This is not latex, not plastic. It's very, very comfortable for the body. The body loves it. I use my whole body. I do my face. Yeah, I have one in my car. So when I'm driving, if I feel tired, this wakes me up immediately. I have one at my desk. And of course, in the shower and the sink. They're all over the place. And then brushing. So this unnatural boar bristle, we don't kill the boars. We basically shear them like lambs. We just shear off the boar. The bristles, the same as you take the wool off a sheep. We make these are brushes, all handmade. And basically you're bending over, you're brushing from the back, you're bent over, and you're brushing from the back, which is all your sebaceous glands, your oil glands, producing a lot of oil back here. You're bringing the excess oil out to the ends of the hair. So you're brushing all the way up, right? So the ends of the hair till you're finished. Then you stand up. Now your brush is full of your natural oil, so no one else can use your brush because it's very individual. This is the ultimate elixir in the whole world that you produce for yourself. So there's also this incredible understanding that you're unique. There's thousands of things going on with each and every one of us. We're not all just came out of the same mold. No. There's 38 different types of human beings, 38 different types. And from there, millions of things come out of there to the individual. So I'm coming down to this is your oil. This is the greatest elixir in the world. You brush from the back, then you stand up and you go right into the hairline and you brush straight back. That's putting the elixir oil right into the hairline, which is the most critical part of the whole body. All right. So we need more time. It's already 11 o'clock. I can't believe it. So we're just beginning to cover the subjects. So next week, I'm going to start finishing off with all the different ingredients that I want to go through, with conditioners, with the soap bars, with the mists that we have. Hope you're getting really clear on, please read your ingredients. You don't have to become an expert, but if you can't pronounce the word, it's made in a laboratory. It only costs 1 or 2 pennies, and they're deadly. And we're not talking just hair care. We're talking skin care, dental care, personal care. And yes, it'll be approved by the FDA, Federal Department of Agriculture, approved. Carcinogenic. And it's a fact. It's reality. Let's see what else. How often should one wash their hair? So it's seasonal. In the summer, I shampoo my hair more. In the winter, less. And this is dry shampooing. So the more you brush, the less you have to shampoo. The more you brush, the less you have to shampoo because you're cleansing the follicles, you're getting all the oil through their hair. But I shampoo like I shower every day. So I do Wim Hof, mild. I'm a mild Wim, if you're familiar with. Cold is the ultimate for inflammation. All of disease, anything in inflammation is cured by cold, ice cold. So I'm not going to get into that right now, but I will eventually. So shower time is you get into the shower, it can be hot. I start off with hot water, then I go to warm. I shampoo maybe twice a week. I condition like 3 times a week. I scalp massage every day. I brush every day. Then I go to cool. So I'm in the shower, hot, warm, cool. Now I'm finished off with my shampoo or conditioners. Now I'm very comfortable. And then I gradually go cold, colder, coldest. So I'm standing there at the last 5 minutes under cold water, and I'm saying to myself, energy. So this is the whole secret. I learned this in the 1960s. People, oh, it's cold. No, it's not cold. It's energy. So this is all attitude. So when you're in the shower, or if you're going into the ocean, or if you're going to go into a brook, you say energy. Oh, it's cold. So right away, it's a turnoff. Or you say it's energy. Right away, it's jump into the ocean. But you have to prep yourself to get in there, right? So it's like you have to get the attitude to do it. Oh, I'm talking too much. My throat's getting tired. So that's the shampoo technique. Brushing, we went through that. Pad costs, we're going to send that all out. And the lunar book you were talking about last week, did you bring in? Oh, thank you. We didn't even get there. No, here it is. We didn't. I have so much to cover. Now I'm trying to skim through a lot of it and then come down to this is Golden Elixir Qigong This book is very shocking. I want to really bring this in. It's all about hair in the universe. It's written thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago. This is the rarest book I've ever found on hair. It's extraordinary. So the title is Golden Elixir, Chikung, by Montauk Chia, Mantak, Chia, Chia. He is a Chinese Qigong master. I've worked with him. I went to Thailand to his Qigong retreat in the forest I was there for like 40 days. He's still hopping around. We're the same age. He's 82. He looks as good as I do. So he's in really great shape. He has all his hair. He looks very good, very active, and he's doing podcasts. But that's the book if you want to search it out. But I'm going to start bringing up just key points on it to translate some of the very mystical parts of hair that are discovered thousands of years ago. So thank you for bringing that up. We have a lot going on. And remember that I have free books. If you go to moraccomethod.com, homepage, go to resources, hit resources, drop down. You're going to see our story. That's a video on Morrocco Method. Scroll down. There's 4 ebooks. They're free. The first book is Awaken Your Roots. When I was 4 years old, mostly about Morrocco Method. Second book, The Great Escape, 17 to 21. Third book, The Big Apple, One Bite at a Time, my 10 years in New York City. And then the fourth book is still happening. It's like, I think it's around 1970. So I have to continue writing from 1973 to 2025. So I got a few more books to pop out. But the fourth one, A Wish to Be Always Everywhere's Golden Elixir Qigong by Montauk Chia. I hope that covers everything for now. You guys are getting healthy, happy, and strong, getting educated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All the blessings. Namaste. Next week, same time, same station. We'll start putting out where the podcasts are going to be. I'm really excited. Coming out of semi-retirement, back into total active sharing, caring. I'm really seeing, like a lot of us are seeing, that the humanity needs us more than ever. The elders, come back. Whatever your experiences are, bring them back to our children, to our grandchildren, to our great-grandchildren. They need us. They need to look up to experience reality. We need a reality check. And anything that you can care, anything that you can share, let's make it happen. Again, next week, we're going to start where I left off today, finishing off the ingredients really fast. And I really want to get into the techniques of cutting hair with the seasons. So it's very, very powerful about nature, shaping hair, acupuncture treatments by the snipping of the hair is so powerful, and getting into the ethereal chi. It's all about ethereal energy. That's the whole secret to the art of being alive. Not energy, it's not chi, it's ethereal energy, ethereal chi. And this is what hair represents, ether. The ethereal energy right on your body, 5 types of it. So let's make it really very healthy. Don't bleach it, don't dye it, don't poison it, don't chemicalize it. If it's dead, cut it off, please. We're going to get into that next week. If anything's dead, just like a plant, if you got a dead leaf, it ain't going to never come back. Cut it off and let the roots produce new hair. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste. Let's make it happen. Be well. Healthy, happy, strong.